Hello everyone, how's it going? Moses here, beginning another Path of Exile video, and this time I'm somehow in Act 1, and we're going to talk about this Consecrated Path, Juggernaut. Consecrated Path is a pretty strong skill. It will deal a big slam on the ground that will basically just demolish in one shot pretty much everything around. I'm using a mace, a pretty strong mace I found, with just a lot of physical damage, crit multi, and some elemental damage with attacks, as well as a stat stick, in this case a scepter with some elemental damage, triple gain physical as extra elements, and some crit multi. This is the first time I'm making this type of build that wielding one hand and a stat stick. I know it's been very popular throughout, the community since Shaper and Elder items were introduced to the game a few patches ago, a few leagues ago, but I really never got the chance to play one because not too big on melee characters. I kind of like do it occasionally just for the fun. We done a Juggernaut previously for Dominating Blow, and this time I really like the Ascendancy, so I decided to make a Consecrated Path stat stick wielding Juggernaut just for the end of the season, and yeah, for a little bit of extra fun. So again, big-handed, one-handed mace, good DPS, good crit, stat stick, because Consecrated Path uses only your main hand, so it doesn't use the actual DPS of this weapon, but this, and this will simply multiply everything that's going on over here. When it comes to the actual links, I'm using Consecrated Path with Conk Effect. You can alternatively try out increased area of effect for more area, but for me I feel that when it comes to the clear, it doesn't really make any difference, so I just went with more damage, and more area damage is in fact pretty huge for a build like this. When you're using the InKOE, it just feels to me like there's absolutely no difference, because when it comes to the clear, big packs of monsters just die because of Herald of Ash overkill damage. So base burning damage is 25% of overkill damage, and it just will spread everything around and kill everything. So the AoE of this skill itself feels like it doesn't matter too much, to the best of my experience. Of course, you can feel free to change up things and customize your character the way you want. But yeah, so Consecrated Path, Conk Effect, elemental damage with attacks, of course, physical to lightning, because Consecrated Path deals 50% of physical as fire conversion, and we want to fully convert all of our physical so we can scale 100% of our elemental damage as well. So conversion, as well as 26% of physical as extra lightning damage. Being a crit build, we are going to crit a lot and we're going to shock a lot, and shock monsters are going to take more damage, so physical to lightning seems just pretty natural in this kind of setup for me. And melee physical damage, which is another more multiplier, and maim, which is another more multiplier, right there. Now the gems have quality. This gear is going to improve. We're currently only level 76, and I'm currently only at Act 9 right now, so I haven't even finished the story. I was however able to finish all 3 labs. So we got here Undeniable for the accuracy. I believe this one is the first one I picked up. No, this is the second one I picked up. So I picked up first Unstoppable for the movement speed, cannot be stunned, cannot be slowed, which means cannot be frozen, cannot be temp chained. This is an excellent node right here, as well as Undeniable for the accuracy. Pretty much makes you hit near 100% of the time. If we look at Consecrated Path, it says 91%. It's usually going up to around 96% during battle. Yeah, so, and it's very consistent with our crits, which are very good. Currently standing at 35% without the power charges. With power charges, roughly 50-something%, and Diamond Flask makes it quite a bit higher. So there is that. So we're critting, we're hitting. Undeniable, Unstoppable, and then of course Unflinching to generate our endurance charges and everything that comes with that. And I'm kind of debating whether I'm going to go with Unyielding or Unrelenting. Most likely going to go with Unrelenting because I want to try and delve a bit deeper with this character and see how that thing goes. So some elemental damage reduction, additional fizz damage per endurance charge, and some chaos res per endurance charge. Most likely is going to be my final choice right here. For the rest of the links, I got a stone golem here, you know, blood rage with Herald of Ash and hatred, which gives us additional physical as extra cold for all the shock, for all the freezes, shatters, and such. Herald of Ash we already talked about, and phase run simply to get that short burst of speed for, you know, just simply convenience. The amulet is pretty strong. We got physical as extra lightning, crit multi, bunch of attributes, which kind of fixes all of our intelligence needs because we do have kind of a couple of intelligence gems over here that are going to need some int on these slots, so we need that pretty comfortably to get on the amulet with the lapis and some all attributes. Rings are just life resist at this point. We're not level 80 yet, so I can't get into Mark of the Elder, but most likely we're going to get into Mark of the Elder, as well as you know, Shaper's Ring for additional 80%, up to 80% increased damage from Mark of the Elder. Once we're level 80, probably going to pick up a Steel Ring for additional flat fizz. At the belt we have some elemental damage, fossil crafted, but yeah, again, nothing too special over here, just life resists. The boots are pretty nice, just strong strength roll, as well as some life, some resist, some move speed. Enchant is pretty bad, but hopefully in Uber Lab we're going to get increased attack and cast speed if you've killed recently, or elemental penetration if you haven't killed recently. These are pretty much the only two good ones that we want. The helmet right now, just life resist. I picked this one up, but we're probably going to change this one. Going to get a better helm with more life, more resists, maybe fossil crafted, maybe a different enchant with increased damage. Over here, just tomb fists, nothing too special. You know, murderous eye jewel to get the intimidate, so that monsters take more damage. Kind of strong. Power charge on crit, orb of storms, and chain. For this character, blind, I normally use a 4-link with blind. I consider not using it in this setup because, you know, I don't feel like it matters too much. We're juggernauts, so we take a lot of damage, all physical damage most of the times, and you know, if monsters are blinded or not, it's not going to matter too much for us because we're very tanky, and we're able to absorb a lot of hits. So there it is. Flasks, nothing too special, just some basalt for flat fizz reduction, you know, additional fizz reduction, silver flask for onslaught, some adrenaline for the movement speed, diamond flask for the crit, and some life with staunching. No need for a freeze immune at this point because I do have unstoppable, so I cannot be frozen or slowed or chilled at all. And that's when it comes to the gear I equip at this point. I believe oh yeah, cast when damage taken, immortal call, and increased duration over here. Alternatively, I'll probably get a curse like enfeeble instead of increased duration in the final setup, most likely. Or maybe I find a 4-link to be able to link all of those together, as well as the increased duration. Yeah. On the tree, I do have a Watcher's Eye. This is totally not like compulsory, you don't have to have one, but I did pick up one because it allows me to comfortably remove the critical strike gem. So instead of using critical strike gem on my setup, I use a Watcher's Eye that gives me crit while affected by hatred, which is all the time because we run hatred. So 1.76 makes me right now it says 35.78. Okay, so without it, I guess since I'm over here it doesn't really show. Let's get into the hideout. So yeah, 45.18 while affected by hatred. And then with power charges, it's going to go up to roughly 55, 54%. With the diamond, it's going to make it roughly 80%, 70% with the diamond flask up. So pretty reliable crits. What else is there to say? There's a bunch of jewels that you can get for this build because you're dual wielding, you're using a mace, you know, you want crit, attack speed. There's all sorts of combos that you can get. And when it comes to jewels, the ones that I picked up here, just some life resist, or sorry, some double resist, some crit multi, double attack speed rolls over here. You know, this one was like 25 chaos or something, double crit multi, some fizz damage, some attack speed. If you're looking for ones with life, they're going to cost you quite a bit. Like a jewel like this with, instead of attack speed, you want like life, or instead of physical damage, you put the life roll, is going to probably be like 2.5 to 3 exalts. I didn't feel like I want to spend that much for just that little bit of extra life. I hope I'm going to do just fine. So that's what I currently have. And over here we're gonna get into that jewel a bit later. Again, we're only level 76. We didn't even finish the story. There's a bunch more. There's quite a few more skill points that we're gonna pick up from the story as well. 4 to 5 faster attacks, blood magic, and leap slam, of course. If I didn't go through that, power charge, overstorm, we talked about this. Yeah, seems good. So I guess that's pretty much it. So let's get into the mine, just to show you a little bit of how the actual skill works, and it feels really strong. So yeah, flares, and that's all up. Currently level 68 area. That's what I've been doing, kind of like how I leveled up from 62 to 76 with just like about 2000 sulfite that I was able to gather throughout the story. So yeah, there's a sulfite node here, so we're just gonna kill a couple monsters and wrap this thing up. Of course, I'm going to start the stream very soon. So yeah, I was talking about the it feels really good. The skill is extremely satisfying. I strongly urge you to try it, even if it's not in this setup. In any other setup, I was talking about the fact that Consecrated effect is sorry, the increased area of effect or attack speed I don't feel are necessary in this type of setup, and now you can actually see why. When you're slamming the ground, basically everything explodes. You know, you just hit and everything explodes from the overkill damage of the burn from Herald of Ash. So it's just kind of like one hit to rule them all. Yeah, and the teleport feels very nice as well, of course, which is the main feature of the skill. Because yeah, you just kind of like you teleport to monsters. When you right click on a monster, you just kind of like teleport to it. So yeah, it clears very nicely and feels pretty sweet. Strongly recommended skill, guys. Strongly recommended skill. Maybe I should have brought increased area of effect. Maybe you'll be able to see that it doesn't feel like there's much of a difference at all. So I just choose to go with the big more multiplier, 54% more area damage on the Consecrated effect. It's pretty quick, it's pretty tanky. We're still before our overlap, and hopefully we can go pretty deep with this dude. Now again, when it comes to mine depths, I'm not really focused on, you know, anything too deep right now. I just want to be able to just have fun and joy. When it comes to the depth, as long as you're farming 270 or lower, you know, deeper, so 270 plus depth, you will essentially be able to drop all level 83 gear and maps, which means tier 16 maps. So, you know, it's not particularly important to go deep unless you're pushing, you know, and this is something I'm not particularly interested in doing. I just kind of like wanna do the whole do the whole grind. So just get some Just get some loot, just get some maps, some fossils, and all that sort of shit, you know. So let's see. So I wanted to do Conk Effect versus in KOE for you guys to see. So we put in increased area. We grab a few flares. This character feels absolutely amazing. Really, really does. Darkness. So yeah, when you get a bunch of monsters close together, you see the explosions. I mean, they kind of like go all over the place. Makes it a very satisfying skill for clearing. What is this? Some more dynamites. Wish they had more flares versus all the dynamites we find. Just practically spamming all the flares, but there's never really a reason to spam dynamites, right? So yeah, I'm still testing it out, but yeah, from what I tried, it feels like Conk Effect versus in KOE just pretty much the same. So I didn't toss one of these. So a little bit of gameplay for you guys. Let's put back the Conk Effect. It's just more damage, you know, it's just straight up more damage. So I think I'm just gonna keep Conk Effect for, I don't know, we'll feel it out a bit and see how that goes. So yeah, the gems are still not level 20, there's no quality. I just basically picked those up from the vendors as I leveled up from the leveling. When it comes to leveling, I went with all sorts of two-handed maces. I'm gonna show you since we're bringing this up. Okay, so leveling gear, I went with Rimnor's Hymn. This is a two-handed weapon you can equip from level 17. This will carry you basically until level 36, where you could use Rimnor's Dirge. This is one alchemy weapon. This is a 10 chaos weapon. And then Maruri Erki is insane at level 57. And these are the three weapons I used for this build. Of course, Six Link and a Tabula, but these are the three weapons I've used. At level 1, you can use Gore Breaker. There it is. And guys, Gore Breaker is insane. Sorry, that's level... yeah, that's level 10. At level 1, what was I using at level 1? Interesting. I don't remember. Funny, it was only yesterday. I think I was just using whatever. I think I just... oh yeah, I had an Onigoroshi, I guess. I was using that. Because you can equip it from level 1. But you don't have to use Onigoroshi, you can use any weapon. Level 1 to level 9, nothing matters. Like, whatever you equip is going to kill monsters, okay? Just use whatever you feel like. One-handed mace, one-handed sword, whatever. But what I wanted to mention is I was using Gore Breaker and Princess, and it deals substantial amount of damage. You'll be surprised. This weapon is insane. It does have reduced attack speed, but it really does 329, goes up to 360, increased physical damage to attacks. It just blows everything up. And I was using, before Consecrated Path, I was using Ground Slam, and Ground Slam feels amazing. Pick up yourself a Ground Slam Val, and it does work. It's a very, very fun skill, and perhaps I changed the setup just to gems a little bit, because Ground Slam is also a skill that you can use a stat stick with, and I'll convert this into a Ground Slam build. But yeah, I hope you had fun. Hope you learned something new. This was the build guide. And yeah, when I change all the gears, we're gonna make an update video for this character and wrap it up. So thank you very much for watching. I had a blast. Hope you guys did too. And I'll see you guys on stream starting in just a few minutes. Thanks for watching.